Hey everybody, welcome back to the Infinite Regression. One final time this evening. I've just been recording like a maniac because I have new toy, and new toy makes me very excited. Very excited and very happy that I can do things and have fun with things. Oh yes, have the fun with the things. Anyway, what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to take this infinite regression. This is where all of your dead pets still reside in infinite torment forever, forever wishing they could be back with you, but they never will. They never will. I'm sorry. Hate to tell you. You see this last one that you can barely see? Your dead pets are behind that one. And they're sad. Oh my god, why do I make it so bleak? I'm sorry. Let me apologize for the bleakness of my randomly. Like, I never planned these. You need to know that right off the top. Like, everything about the shoddy quality of these videos should tell you they are not planned, they are not scripted, they are not put together with any forethought whatsoever. And so, yeah, anyway, let me blink this off. Boop. Let me blink this on. Boop. And here we are on my fantastical little Raspberry Pi device with all of its many arcade game powers. And we're going to play a little Nintendo. I am playing through first the video games that I actually own. Now, 1942 is a game that I really, really love, but I don't own it. Like, how do I not own 1942? I own 1943, the sequel. And is it vastly different from 1942? I don't know. Anyway, so here's you hear that lag? Like, hold up, watch this. That's how long it took. This might be bad. Like, the lag here for the audio might be very bad for the gameplay. We'll find out. We're going to do our best. At least the video capture should be good, right? Right? I mean, I've already done one game. Maybe that's why I was so bad at 10-yard fight, is that, like, there was significant controller lag. Anyway, I don't have a pass space word. And so we're just going to... Yeah, we're gonna start. Let's see. Let's do some offensive power. Wait. Yeah, the old P-38 Lightning. A fantastic little twin engine fighter from World War II. Gonna do energy, let's do defensive power. I always forget about my special weapon, if I'm being perfectly honest. Except for I almost always fire the wrong thing right off the bat, and I'll like blow one of my special weapons immediately. No, I didn't do it this time. Hey, look, on this controller I've got auto fire. Hey now, Hank Kingsley. Here we go. Yeah, anyway, so this is a classic shooter. It was an arcade game as well. Here, pick up the whoop. Anyway, yeah, it was an arcade game, and there we go. Yeah, I forget how, like, a certain number of times that you shoot those things turns into a certain number of, or a certain type of power-up. Anyway, and I like the spread gun, even though it is doing nothing to the big plane. Oh, and then it's gone. Oh, my power-up is gone. Oh, don't get hit. Alright. And, come on, I didn't shoot all the red planes, so I don't get another power-up. Boo-hoo. Anyway, yeah, as far as shooters go from this generation of shooters, like the bullet hell styles were not invented yet, and oh god, I'm taking damage. Let me boom lightning you. Yeah, your bullet hells your later styles of shooter were not visual contact with surface forces. Commence the attack. But anyway, they were not invented yet. It's kind of hard to play shooters and talk at the same time, but we're gonna do it. Anyway, so, oh, I did it again. Oh, Magoo, you did it again. Anyway, come on, Magoo. Yeah, just take more damage, though. Anyway, so, a lot of NES shooters were really simplistic. They weren't always the best in terms of gameplay, in terms of what the genre eventually became. Some of them really do not hold up favorably to others. And granted, like, as I said, this was an arcade shooter first, and indeed it was. Boom, showed you who's boss, ship. And now I'm taking my orange P-38 Lightning out of here. Yeah, Rikaku, sink a ship. Wait, is that the password? Maybe it is. I don't know. Let's definitely pay attention to that. Oh, target Kaku. So we did the Rikaku, now we're gonna Kaku. Anyway. But yeah, so a lot of these shooters were very simplistic. Like, look at that water. It's got dots on it. Like, does it make it look extra watery? Yes, of course it does. Like, how dare you? How dare you question whether or not water with dots on it is extra watery? What are you, racist? Anyway, how dare you even question the quality of this water? But no, like, for an NES shooter, for a shooter on the NES, this is a really good one. It's got a lot going for it. Oh, I got both powers. Collect all the power-ups. Yeah, this one's really well done. It's fun to play. It's get it. Yeah, just always a super good time. 1942 and 1943, really good games. Highly recommended. If you like shooters and if you want to play a little shooter history. My energy levels are abysmal. Wait. Oh, and I died. Oh wait. Oh, no, that's a point. I picked up a power-up point. Let's power up that special weapon. Yeah, alright. Okay, even though I have 9 energy left, we are definitely gonna go down on the... Oh, God. Oh, no. We are not gonna pass this boss. For sure. Guaranteed. Oh, because... Yeah, this is not gonna happen. But we're gonna try. Oh, crap. Well, game over. We did our best. Quote unquote, game over. You know? Game over. Quote unquote. Anyway, 1943. It's an NES classic, as is 1942, which is a very surprisingly similar game. Anyway, let me put a pause on this, and I'll put a score on this game that we all know and love so well. An NES shooting classic. It's obvious. Well, I'll talk about it more in a second. It was hard to talk about and play at the same time. We'll do a little more recap in just a second. Pause. And back. Ooh, slightly different. I think I left off and it was still looking at the game screen. Look at this one. Bah. And now we're looking at bah. Yeah, well, so there you go. But anyway, I played me some 1943. I died on the second level because I'm awesome. And it turned out I really suck at talking and shooting at the same time. Yeah. Anyway, but let's talk about 1943. So here's the thing that you have to come up against is that does 1943 hold up against modern shooters as well? It suffers in the comparison a little bit, but I also do have some nostalgia for it. It earns some nostalgia points with me, and also, for an NES shooter, it's really well done. It is. You see some of the other shooters for the NES that are so spare, just so spare in the enemy types, in the um, backgrounds that you come across, in the boss fights. And 1943 has actual boss fights, and it has multiple enemy types. You saw me encounter a variety of enemy types that all fly in different ways, different patterns. You come up against those ships that shoot in different patterns, and although it's not a bullet hell, it does have a lot of dodging involved. So um, even as an older shooter, it holds up really well. Now, I think the arcade game holds up even better, but that's another topic for another day. So, what am I going to say? What's the final score on 1943 going to be? Well, it's a fun game. It is a fun game. I enjoy it. It gets nostalgia points, and it holds up well for what it is, and that's why I'm giving it a 5 out of a possible 6 P-38 Lightnings. See, that's the plane that is based on in the game. Twin engine fighter, little split tail. So cool. Such a cool plane. Um anyway, hold a lot of firepower on these bad boys. Uh and anyway, I've always been a fan of these. I grew up right next to a municipal airport, and we had a fly-in every year where people would just fly in various different kinds of planes, and you never knew what kind of stuff you were going to get. And it was always a good time. You get like open cockpit biplanes, and you get like World War II era stuff, you all kinds of things. I was an airplane nut when I was a kid. I used to just sit up on my roof with a pair of binoculars and just watch airplanes and helicopters take off and land. Man, what a great thing. I don't know if I'd have the patience for it now in our modern world where everything's a mile a minute. Oh, the simple pleasures of sitting on your roof with a pair of binoculars and watching airplanes take off and land. Oh, those simple days are gone. Anyway, but yeah, 1943 is fun. I hate how a lot of my scores are like, one less than a full bushel. Like it's a 5 out of 6, it's a 6 out of 7, it's an 8 out of 9. Like that is not intentional on my part. A lot of times it comes down to how many things I can fit on the screen, and then I do the backward calculation of 5 out of 6 is an 80, is like an 82, 83%. And I feel like that's fitting. I feel like that's a decent score for 1943. I wish that I could, have it be an entirely different score, fit like 17 of those on here and be like, you got a 14 out of 17. 14 out of 17 being 80? It's either 14 or 13 where the 80s start. Anyway, regardless, brain not working particularly well, but I like 1943. Retro classic. Enjoy it. If you like shooters, give it a shot. Ha 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 ha. Pun intended. Give it a shot. This guy. Anyway, punish you. Back to the infinite regression. Feel bad. Anyway, and we will see you all in the next one, people. Have a great rest of your time. Bye.